would go live and do a little arts and crafts. Oh my gosh. Commercials. Yeah, these commercials. Unsolicited advice. Medication commercials. So I went to Michael's the other day and I was impressed with their Halloween decoration aisles. Very impressed. So I picked up a few things and I thought I would go live on YouTube and do sort of this little decoration. I started with getting a little mini piano. It actually says mini decoration piano on it. Not a toy, decor use only. Oh, how neat is that? So, let's begin. I was on YouTube a couple weeks ago and randomly I see this girl going live and she was whispering in a microphone. Apparently that's a thing. And I get it, you know, it's relaxing or whatever, but what was surprising is she was going live for, I think she was on 7 or 8 hours live of whispering to her audience. Whatever pays the bills, right? Okay. I mean, that's pretty much, you know, the whole point of going live, right? Okay. Not whispering, but being able to go live for a long time. I'll be back. Okay, so we got the piano ready. That's going to be the centerpiece. Ginger. It's going to be the centerpiece to this project. Okay, let's open up this. Okay. Thought these were kind of neat. First one says mayhem. Can't really. Poison. Poison, like the band name. Mayhem. It's funny. It says Witch's Brew. It says, remember to guard your own privacy. Spiderweb. You know, I did change my YouTube to private, so maybe it's kind of like impossible for anybody to be tuning in. Thought these were kind of cool. Poison, Mayhem, Witch's Brew, and Spiderweb. Okay, let's open up this one. Oh, wow. This is a nice piece. There we go. It's kind of nice. I was thinking about setting maybe like that there. It's kind of cool. Okay. I should have went on YouTube Studios and switched the settings to public. I switched all my videos to private, so I'm pretty sure that it's not gonna let anybody. Oh wow, this is awesome. This is a cool one. The Haunted Chateau. Regency fashion. And Roses at Midnight. That's pretty neat. So what we could do is put some of these here. This one there. Open up some mushrooms. These are cool. Okay, mushrooms. Mushrooms. Okay. It's got to be someone tripping out there somewhere. And let's bring out the witches. Set the witches free. Let's do this. Bring it up. Bring it up. the witches. Bring out the witches. 3 witches. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have their little books. Oh wow, somebody is here. I went into YouTube Studios and I changed all my videos to private, and I was thinking it would be impossible for anybody to tune in, but apparently it's very possible. So I went to Michael's and I was very impressed with their Halloween section. So much so that I actually bought some things. So we're having people join us in this decoration. I know it's a little early, right? It's not even really close to Halloween, but it's close enough where people have decorations up, which means it's close enough to start decorating. Absolutely. Throw this stuff away. What's up, Ginge? Okay. Yeti coffee mugs are great. Cool. Let's open up the red mushrooms. We opened up the orange mushrooms. Now we will open up the red mushrooms. I kind of actually liked how that set on there like that. Yay. Okay, that was it. We're done. that was very quick and easy. We are doing little mini Halloween decorations. So I got all these little items at Michael's. Very impressed with their Halloween section. We have red mushrooms, purple candles, a piano, a ballroom, 3 witches. We have orange mushrooms. We have ballroom masks. We have spiderweb poison. We have 3 magic books. And also we have, well, you could zoom in live, Witch's Brew and Mayhem. And this is the beginning of my Halloween decorations. That's it. I got this Secret Societies. Oh wow, Aleister Crowley, right at the beginning. With the pyramids, to Pythagoras, to the knights, politicians and priests, square and compass, the assassins, the Knights Templar, the Freemasons, Wow, that's a pretty impressive picture. Whatever that says. Hidden in America, the Sons of Liberty, founding Freemasons, the Boys Club, Skull and Bones, George W. Bush. This always makes for a lot of YouTube. You see a lot of YouTube videos on secret societies and conspiracy theories, but it's usually pretty trashy. Sorry, but just it's just a lot of woo woo, a lot of hype. Just it's negative. Talking about mushrooms, wow. Look at these folks and those giant mushrooms by the tree. Wow. Wow, there's like people flying around and everything. Look, you see that fairy flying around right there? The dark side. Oh, the thugs. That's like a evil Indian gang or something. Heard about them. The Tongs. Wow, that's like the Chinese triads, the mafia. Let's see. The six companies are in association with six major Tongs banded together for solidarity, having a membership of about 75,000 Chinese in North and South America. Wow. Chairman meant monthly to settle differences arising between Tongs, keeping alive an ancient tradition of old China. Not all differences could be settled. Opposite New York City, police officers assembled outside a pool room on Pell Street in Chinatown in 1930. After 7 Chinese were wounded in a Tong war, violence begot violence that year, and press accounts of an August attack which featured a fusillade of bullets illustrated just how gangsterish the Tongs had become. Oh, wow, that's a real picture. The Tongs, Chinese triads. You guys remember that movie with Mark Wahlberg? And it's in San Francisco, and he's becomes a police officer in Chinatown, which the precinct, it's like completely different, and he has to adjust to basically being a cop in Chinatown. That movie's pretty intense. But the Mafia, there we go. So yeah, a lot of people don't think about it, but the Mafia would be definitely a secret society. Absolutely. The Irish Republican Army. Yeah, I didn't know that was a secret society. Cultists and occultists. Cultists and occultists. The Rosicrucians, right? Right. Quite right. Robert Flude's line encouragement of human mental capabilities in terms of God and the universe, opposite is an illustration from Floyd's. You know, this really, usually I would swing nights. It's just some like musical cult at the end, and they're like, and the swing nights. That is awesome. The Illuminati. That's like the last one. Clearly, the intermingling of symbols and raisins to tree among secret societies is manifold. Adam Weishaupt, a German philosopher who became a Freemason in 1774, was well aware of the phenomenon, and he ran with it. For his Illuminati, he appropriated a few items, most prominent the all-seeing eye and also the aspirational pyramid. But Weisamp's overarching goal would dwarf those of the Masons and Rosicrucians. He foresaw nothing less than a liberty-based New World Order. The idea certainly had legs. There are fringe theories afloat today that secret Illuminati have a plan to bend the world to their will. To a greater degree than most, if not all, secret societies, the Society of the Illuminati is about one man. It's just one dude's. Weishaupt began his boyhood education as a Jesuit school, and the Jesuit sense of discipline would influence him greatly, as would obviously the age-old process of illumination, by which the mystical practitioner became to divine the light sent by a higher source. There were Illuminati in Spain in the early 1500s. Ignatius of Loyola, founder of the Jesuit order, was a sympathizer. Crossbred tribes of Illuminati Rosicrucians were not uncommon, but it is Weishaupt who trademarked the idea. He secretly founded the ancient Illuminati Seers of Bavaria on May 1st, 1776, with 4 associates. They and their recruits infiltrated Masonic lodges in Europe and took control of some. The Illuminati grew in number, perhaps 2,000. Their goal was to perfect human nature. Weishaupt felt that this was what Jesus Christ had been urging his followers to do, thereby human society. The corrupt Catholic Church needed to be brought down, and the world would then be one democratic republic. The leader of this republicanism, though, was a dictator at heart, and in fighting came quickly in 1784. The government of Bavaria, hearing the plans against church and state, issued law banning secret societies. The Illuminati were thoroughly suppressed by 1780. So it just sounds like just 4 guys just going off on symbolism and personal enlightenment. Yeah, I mean, sounds like this fellow here is sort of similar to Aleister Crowley in the sense of that he kind of just, ran with it. With whatever he was, going off on about. Yeah. So the Illuminati, it's funny, I had not to sound totally crazy, I hope nobody uses this video against me or quotes me, but I had the head of the Scottish Rite. It's literally called the Commander-in-Chief or the Chief Commander, I forget which way it went, but of the Scottish Rite Order in Portland. He told me that I was in the Illuminati. And I said, brother, what have you been smoking? Oh my gosh. No, he did actually tell me that. Nice gentleman. He was a Marine. Good guy. We actually we went to the same church out there. This non-denominational church, and good man. Truly a good guy. We lived in the same neighborhood in Portland, and we would, just run into each other, quite often, going to the grocery store and stuff. But so it looks like the OTO did not make it in the Life magazine of secret societies, but they did get the front page. Bam! Secret societies. Right up front. So I did dive into the occult. As far as, I read a lot of books at Barnes & Nobles. Which, they have a lot there. And Barnes & Noble, they used to have literally an occult section. And now they changed it, and it's called the supernatural section. And I thought that was kind of lame, But it's all the same books. So you could get a lot of books on the occult at Barnes and Noble, but it's called, you know, the Supernatural section instead of the occult section. So and they got pretty good books there. I mean, I know it's a mainstream bookstore, but they have some pretty good stuff. And of course, there's gonna be actual occult bookstores that are gonna have, you know, a lot more literature that's, you know, maybe more scarce as far as you know, just a broader selection. I mean, clearly. Uh, but you could get, you know, there's some pretty good books at Barnes and Noble, and I'd go there and read stuff. I actually read this whole book in the occult section. It was about clothes. It was actually really good. It was about how, you know, what different colors mean and how you dress at different events, and even to the size of like how loose or tight your clothes are, and basically the magical meaning behind fashion and clothes. And it's pretty empowering. It's definitely, you know, I forget the name of the book, but it's pretty good. Ginger always just sneezes in my face. She'll just walk up and start licking my face because you're a dog. It's just funny. Like, we would never walk up to each other as humans and just like lick each other's faces. Um, so yeah. Um, but anyways, yeah, I have, you know, and I've been to Gnostic Mass before. I've been to a few Gnostic Mass at the OTO, and obviously lodge meetings at Masonic Blue Lodges, as well as Scottish Rite. But yeah, you know, in my limited experience and knowledge, I would definitely say that OTO, I think a lot of people get into Masonry thinking it's going to be a lot more occultic than it is. And it is, you know, occultic or whatever you want to call it, hidden mysteries or hidden symbolism or all that stuff is there. And you're going to meet a lot of fellows that are probably pretty knowledgeable in different, you know, stuff like Manly P. Hall and different topics and subjects. I mean, you're going to meet, you know, some interesting fellows. But as far as the ritual, I thought, because when I went to OTO and I went to a Gnostic Mass, I thought Masonry would be more like that. But because the OTO, I mean, that's deep, you know, ritual magic. I mean, you feel like you're in fucking, pardon my French, like ancient Egypt or something. I mean, it's very occultic, majorly. And so much so that it's invite only, and you have to know somebody to go. Where most Masonic lodges, you could just call them and say, "Hey, can I come and visit your lodge?" You know, or I want to know about Masonry, and they'll probably invite you to, you know, a meeting or a dinner or something. Um, Ginger, you little lush, she just wants all the attention. Yes, you do. So yeah, yeah, OTOs is probably, you know, just because I don't know why I saw this magazine on the table and I'm setting up this little mini Halloween decorations that I got at Michael's. That it just, I wasn't coming on here to talk about that. It just kind of came up, but so yeah, I was really impressed with the Halloween decorations at Michael's. I mean, really, awesome. They got a lot there. They really, really do. So we have just just this neat little piano, little magical mushrooms, and a lot of cool stuff like that. Yeah, pretty impressive. I have a single that's being released on the 22nd, Orange Night, featuring Daniel Griggs. He's the producer and engineer. Ginger, stop smelling my fucking dick and balls while I'm live on YouTube. I know you're a dog and you don't give a fuck about that stuff, but it's just, come on, please. Give me a little break. So, yeah, Orange Night is coming out on the 22nd. It's a single. It's a song I wrote a long ass time ago when I was 19 years old. I'm 40-year-olds now. 40-year-olds. I'm 40-year-olds. I'm 40-year-olds now. I am 40 years old now. I swear, I don't know, but in the last year, it's harder to get the words out. You know, and talk about aging around 37, I physically started feeling more stiff and physically felt older for the first time in my entire life. And now it's like I can't even fucking get the words out. A lot of times it's like I'm literally aging. Okay. So Orange Night out on the 22nd. I'm also going to have an album coming out around Halloween called Dark Country. She just does it slower. Animals are so funny. They're just like, oh, you told me not to do something, so I'm just going to do it again, but slower. What is this movie? Al Pacino looking all crazy. Christopher Walken. I do got it. Let's see. I don't know what this is. He's like, ugh. Okay. It's cable TV. This is for me. No. Christopher Walken, Al Pacino. Yeah, we just built a little Halloween decoration for the people that are just tuning in. And I went through this entire Secret Society book. Not thoroughly, but just kind of looked through the pictures. It's funny when people tune in for 20 seconds and then leave. It's like, fuck you then. Fuck you then. It's not to your liking. Okay. Not to my liking. Well, that's it. That's all I wanted to do. I know. That's all. Might take a little video picture and put it up on, make a little YouTube video about it. Can I use the code for like 2 seconds? Can I use the code for like 2 seconds? All right. Y'all have a good night. Later. Later.